Hi there, and this is going to be lesser quality than the rest of the video you watch because this is actually being recorded on my old iMac from 2011. But we're about to watch Saturday Morning Memories with a good friend of the channel, Ryan from Disconnected. Now, Saturday Morning Memories, normally we do kind of tend to talk about like the Saturday morning shows, the cartoons, and stuff like that. This gets into a much darker area. So for people that might bother, it's just a heads up to know ahead of time. It's a great like honest like look into what somebody's Saturday morning's like because unfortunately not everybody's Saturday morning is cartoons and video games, and sometimes if they are, it's not always for the reason that you think. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this and have a great day. And if you find yourself ever like needing like help or anything like that, be sure to reach out to someone or reach out to any type of helpline because remember you are never truly alone. There's always somebody out there, even if you don't think there is. Have a great day and enjoy this video. Hi there, my name is Aaron, and welcome to Saturday Morning Memories in the Cult of Cinema. Tonight we have Ryan here from Disconnected, who has again an incredible channel, and all those links will be right down below, as always, because that's what we do. In a second, we are going to talk to Ryan and see what his Saturday morning memories are. We've had some different ones, and this should be fun. I'm not going to lie, that almost makes me feel like we should be talking about Jess Franco's Saturday morning memories. But with that being said, take the center stage, man. Tell me about your Saturday morning memories.
My Saturday morning memories are going to be a little different, probably from some other previous episodes that you've done on this, and hopefully different from what we are going to be hearing about in the future from other people. My Saturday mornings are kind of depressing from when I was younger. I didn't have a real great childhood. I came from a father who was a drunk, abusive individual that was a piece of crap, basically. And he married a woman that was my stepmom, and all she did was make him worse and treated me even worse. So my Saturdays were mostly spent hiding from them. I would stay in my room, lock the door. I would play a whole lot of video games, and occasionally I would try to watch some movies and some TV shows. Now, I was born slightly after you, mid to late 80s, and one of the biggest things that I had growing up was the original Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, and the PlayStation 1 was staples in my room. And then after that, really discovering the joy of animation. So all of like the 90s animated X-Men show was one of the biggest parts of my childhood. And then, of course, I mean, you can't talk about 90s animated comic shows without bringing up Batman the Animated Series. So I spent my life living in Gotham and doing everything I could to dive into these other worlds, essentially to escape the one I was in. And thankfully, PlayStation and DC and Marvel and everybody else was super welcoming and glad to have me.
Well, I don't know what to say after that. Like in all honesty, I think that is unfortunately for a lot of kids that grew up like that. You'll find that a lot of them actually that got through it and survived it. Luckily, you did, and you became an awesome dad with kids of your own. So congratulations on that. That is not an easy thing to overcome. But that's what you find. A lot of kids that have issues at home. It's the video games, it's the TV, it's the movies, it's the cartoons that they dive
Right.
into. I was lucky enough, blessed enough that I was raised by my grandparents. Were fantastic people. That being said, there was an age gap. So
there was not a lot to talk about at the time, and I thought, oh my god, this is so for me. That was the thing. Saturday mornings was a way to do nothing like compared to that though.
Right.
So what stands? I mean, like, was there like a game system that you really went to? Because I'm actually intrigued about the video game portion of it. I'm a big gamer myself to this day. Like I play. The other day, I played 12 hours of Conan Exiles, like just straight through. I'm not joking. But was one that you went to? Is there something when you think back on it, like you have like fond memories of?
Well, this is going to be a sad answer. I've repressed a lot of those memories. So one of the biggest things is the original PlayStation. I spent literally thousands of hours on the original PlayStation, and I think I even went through at least two systems just because they ran their course of life. But I can't even remember a lot of the super important games. I know that I had spent a lot of time with Crash Bandicoot. I spent a lot of time with I think it was called 2 Extreme. It was a game where they allowed you to be on rollerblades and a bike and a skateboard, and there's different courses. It was not very good.
It was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, so I spent a hell of a lot of time on those. I knew, like, on Super Nintendo, I knew a lot of those games back to the front, just being able to play everything literally by memory because I played the levels so many damn times. Yeah, pretty much everything that was out around that time I tried to get my hands on, and thankfully my grandmother knew that not everything was great and was able to help out a little bit there. Otherwise I never would have opportunity to play them. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
The grandmother rocks. I got to ask you, you're a music person too. Tony, did you do the Tony Hawk?
Oh,
game?
of course. Yeah, I skipped. Let's see. I think I was not able to get the first one, but then got the second one. It was good, but then 3 and 4 came out, and man, those are nearly perfect games, and I have played them so many times, countlessly. And I got to say, the fact that they released the remastered Tony Hawk 1 and 2, I bought that literally on release day. Super stoked to come home and play with my kid, and my youngest still asks me to play the skateboarding game with him all the time. He loves, watching me crash and stuff like that. Gets a real big kick out of it.
Were you a boarder?
No, because I am 6'5" and awkward as heck. I'm also a very fat kid at heart, so I never really did. I tried a little bit, but I did not have a lot of great experience with it. I also, unfortunately, being the shape and size that I am, I tried to play sports a lot, and I got hurt a couple times, and then ended up focusing on marching band. But things like coordination and skateboarding, they did not come easy.
No, on the other side of the scale, I was a scarecrow. So unfortunately, nobody expected me to do anything with sports. I was the guy, like they'd pick you. I'd be the like, oh well, unless it was gymnastics, then
Right.
that was my thing. Uh, so aside from like the game, you said you had a couple of Batman the Animated Series, the one that stuck with you. X-Men. I can actually literally hear the theme song in my head right now. I'm a huge X-Men fan, and of course Spider-Man came around the same time too. Even though they kind of just crapped it up with that whole Morbius episode where it was like, plasma. It wasn't until much later that I realized how like cut down those Spider-Man episodes were. Like you can't go really like hurting people.
Right.
And I'm like, really? I never really noticed it. I just like was really digging the fact that Spider-Man was a thing. Now I'm older than you, like just a smidge. So when the Spider-Man show that I got to see when I was a kid was that 60s Rough Backstreet one that would play in reruns on like every morning. So Paul Soul, right, was the Canadian actor, and he did like a lot of the voices. And there's that's the Spider-Man in my voice, in my head, like when I'm reading Spider-Man comics. But a lot of people that I know that are around your age, and even some people that like are close to my age, when they read Spider-Man, they think of that 90s cartoon and they hear his voice.
Yeah, that's mine.
It's incredible. I mean, like I'm glad to know that like when such horrible things were going around, that one, he had a grandmother that was awesome. So that, incredible thing there. And two, that the memories that you do have, hopefully, The better ones are from that area of like, okay, these are the games that I can play. This was my little world. This is my safe space. And every kid needs to have something like that. So if there's
Agreed.
anybody out there that's watching this right now, and you don't feel like you can talk to somebody, or you feel like you're at a place, you can like definitely reach out. There are lines, there are places in school, but never feel that you're alone. It's important to know. And here's the thing: right now can seem really, really crappy if you're a kid or an adult sometimes, where you look at this guy right here. He is right here now doing amazing stuff. He's a dad. He's got a family. He does you do work for, you do podcasts, some amazing podcast stuff aside from his own channel and his Patreon, which you got to be supporting because it's great stuff. So anytime you feel like, oh, man, this really sucks. When I say on my channel, I used to say it early on, you watch my channel for us, you know this, that things can really suck, but that light can be right around that next corner because you never know what's around the corner,
Yep.
good or bad. And you're a good example of that. So I'm glad that you were honest with your Saturday morning memories, because that's really hard to do sometimes. And I
I'm
truly
also one of those people that if somebody is going through this, I don't mind if you reach out to me. I listen to everybody. I pretty much respond to everything eventually, and it is not easy. I'm one of those people still that I'm going through a lot of this mostly alone. And one of the reasons that I started my Discord is to have a community of like-minded people that I could turn to. And it is the first real time in my life doing this channel that I do that I can recognize that I'm doing something that I love, that I'm semi decent at, and can surround myself with people that support me and are happy to literally just spend time with me.
speechless. But anyway, semi decent. Are you serious, man? From when you started early on, I championed you, man, because stuff you're putting out, just initially, just the amount of knowledge that you drop on your channel, and the passion that you have for it is insane. And it's like, okay, there's a guy like that I can feel like real shine. If I ever retire and go into the YouTubers old folks home, gray and all that, then I know that like guys like Ryan are around to keep the minute going. And you do a fantastic job, man. You really, really do.
Thank you.
I've told you this off camera, and sometimes I don't know if he believes me totally, but it's true.
I enjoy doing what I do, but the big thing is it's an outlet for creativity that people can enjoy with me. And growing up with these Saturday morning memories, that this all comes back to is I didn't have a lot of those outlets that I was allowed to have then. And things like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Crash Bandicoot and all the Disney animated shows that I completely forgot to bring up, like the Gummy Bears and Darkwing Duck and all of that great stuff. That was huge growing up, and it is it is nice to find solace and stuff like that. But in all reality, the whole point of finding a true hobby is to connect with other people. And even if you're doing it online or remotely with other people one-on-one, or even just commenting in a comment section and being involved that way, you are in a community. You're a valued part of a community. And then if you're in my community or Aaron's community or both of our communities, you always have somewhere to turn to, and always somewhere that we are looking forward to have you there.
Exactly. I can't say that any better than what you just said. And it's true. I mean, like, that is the reason why do I do this? Well, honestly, I couldn't speak when I was younger. I stuttered so badly that I couldn't speak. I was mercilessly teased and beaten up when I was young, to the point where I got to a school in Ontario, and a teacher there just really took me on as a project, and I mean that in a good way. And she said, I'm going to help you, like, speak. And she did. She helped me learn to enunciate and say words. So for a large part of my youth, I couldn't. And I think a lot of it comes from stuff like that, from like maybe some darker spots.
Yep.
But in a good way. Like we take what the stuff that's happened, and we come on here and we hopefully um, give back in a positive way. And we gain so much from these people, from the people that that are in our channels, that are patrons, that are come on our videos, that talk to us, that comment, that just want to send a message, that don't feel comfortable. Like, not everybody feels comfortable commenting. It's okay
Right.
on a live video. Like, if you want to like DM, or you want to just send messages, in other words, just want to write a comment down in the comment section down below. That's or you just want to reach out because it's a rough week. I've had people do that before.
Yep.
And we appreciate you. Really do. We wouldn't be here. Neither one of us would be here right now if it wasn't for you guys that are watching this right now. And you guys are awesome. You're awesome, dude. You're doing an amazing job. So one, aside, I know you got your families, but one, you're definitely not alone. Two, you better contact this guy if you're ever feeling like really super down, because this is what I do. I'm like everybody's like counselor. That's my job. My mom said that the other day. Like, she was like, you should have been a counselor. I'm like,
I've been told the same thing.
yeah. So that's it, man. You are my brother from another.
Well, thanks for having me come on. Thanks for allowing me to be vulnerable. I know it's not the exact vibe that always comes on this segment, but I think it's important to be real with people, and it's something that a lot of people are afraid to admit. And until we get more people willing to admit that we struggle and that life is hard, we're just going to keep putting on a brave face and teaching the next generation that that's what we do. And I'm not about that life.
100% agree, man. Thank you so much for coming on here and doing something different and needed for this community. So Saturday morning memories, guys, sometimes they're fantastic, sometimes they're not, but you get through to the other end, and that's what we're here for. Thank you so much for joining me today. Normally I put in like some cheesy, jazzy or something music, but for this one right here, we're just gonna end it like this, and I will see you guys soon. I'll definitely see you very soon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, and check out all the links down below, because trust me, this is a guy that you want to be supporting.